do 4 hours videos. That's it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, boy. It's kind of what we're all worried about, isn't it? We thought that perhaps last game was not indicative of some structural and systemic problems that went in to kind of haunt us until the rest of the season, but I think it's kind of safe to say, at the very least, the one specter of y'all can't score seems to be the one that is right following us in tow. We can't get rid of it. Still can't get rid of it. I mean, this TAC is... Man, we joked tonight at the watch party at my place. We joked about the XG the entire game. About how pathetic it was. So if that's the butt of your joke consistently throughout the night, that's tough. That's a tough team to watch. You never felt like you were really going to score. Yeah, that's not entertaining, unfortunately. Last game was like maybe, I don't know. It wasn't completely devoid of entertainment. We thought perhaps there could be a goal involved for us at a certain point, even though it really didn't feel likely. This game didn't seem likely at all, which is really not good, especially from, if you're a neutral. We talk about that sometimes. Watching it from that point of view, definitely not good. Entertainment value wasn't there. And as a fan, forget about it. We had people completely tuning out in this game. And that's against San Jose away. And this San Jose team is not exactly lighting the world on fire, and we were losing and looking anemic way before. In the first 60 minutes, where Timo Werner wasn't even on the field, so it's not like they just had a world beater on there and we were out of our paces. No, it was not like that. It was not like that. And you'd wish at least you'd have an excuse, like, oh man, they have a world-class player like Timo Werner or something like that, you could say, that could really, you could square that circle and say, okay, yeah, this is why we're struggling so much. But no, it's just this attack can't get anything together. Defense was okay at times for the most part, just kind of like last game. Things were all right. They were not terrible. The world's not falling apart when it comes to them. It's stitching things together, getting things into the out of the defensive midfield into the midfield and then into the attack, especially in the final third. Things just fall apart. Unrecognizable as an attack. It's tough to watch, folks. I'm going to be real with you. And I really hope they can figure out how to at least make this team exciting, specifically for the home games that are coming up, because that's going to be tough, especially for the guys who go there and watch the game in person. With that, we have a couple guests tonight. We're starting off, as usual, and as always, AJ, we were hanging out, but how did you feel with this game? And it just, I gotta say, is this just our future for the rest of the season?
Ooh, what a question to start it off. I seriously hope not, and I obviously speak, I think, for everyone. Because I can't imagine anybody that would like to subject themselves to that for many more games. Because, yeah, there were a lot of people that tuned out last season. And there were a lot of people that have tuned out the past few years. Came back to this because, Tata's coming back. You would think there's going to be some improvement. You had a technically full preseason minus one preseason match where it got rained out, but yeah, this was abject. This was really poor between the lines, and you know, just every line had some sort of issue, unfortunately, in this match. Whether it was a heart and mouth, whether it was, you know, maybe a keeper that strayed really far out. Somehow it still worked out, but ultimately there are, you know, just defensive woes, there are build-up issues, and most of all, our attack looks absolutely bereft of any sort of idea and competency. And I fear for this club at the Benz for this first match. They might get booed out of the stadium if they play like this. And that would be the third match of the season. No one wants this. But it could happen.
Yeah.
And it's it brings me absolutely no joy. No one's joyous right now from this. Everyone who has watched this probably wish they had done something else.
Yeah.
Like, it really, like, it was a great time hanging out with all the friends, and, you know, you held a great watch party.
That's
but
what
the actual entertainment.
Yeah, that's what it's come down to. It's like that's what the fans have right now, holding them up, and it's been holding them up for a long time now. Is the community that we've built around the team, but it's like the team itself has just been, oh my god, for so long, and it's unfortunately we just don't see a lot of signs of it getting that much better, even though Tata Martino is here. It just seems like we're, you know, as they say, 2 to 3 windows, you know. This is like a far distance from something that is competitive with the top MLS teams.
Right. And it's this. Yes, this is the second game of the season. 2 away games. We'll see how we play at home. There are caveats here, you know, but yeah, I think with the PTSD, we're far past moral victories. It's just, we can't anymore. There are too many fans that they have lost interest. Like, the casual fan is gone. Yes, that first match, you go and it might be something that, okay, yeah, you know, you see all your buddies again, you know, your closest friends as far as, you know, soccer buddies. But after that, then what? I mean, really at this point, it's gonna come down to maybe this. NWSL can't come fast enough.
Yeah. They seem way more likely to win, especially at home, than Atlanta United, and they don't even have their team name and or kit.
There's
reveal.
not even a team name yet. Yeah. Like, they only
like
have
if you were to
kit
ask
sponsor.
me, like, what are the chances? I would put NWSL more likely to win. That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we were overreacting.
Yeah.
But I don't think we are.
No.
Like,
I mean, look at
this isn't.
Just look at the SOFA scores for like all the players. Like every one of our players basically was like under 7.0 today. All of San Jose's players above 7.0 in terms of performance. They had all-around good performance in their team. They didn't have very many weak links. They didn't really structurally have that many issues. We had guys in the 5.6 with Elias Baez. Like, we had guys that were really struggling this game. Like, it's... And then, obviously, the eye test, if you watch this game, you saw us struggling, too. It was not pretty. Yeah. It's not pretty.
And honestly, I'm not, like... Tata, it's not on him, obviously, yet. Like, these are the players and them. I mean, it's a little bit, they're still learning Tata's system. And yes, some of them are definitely his players, but, you know, they haven't had a lot of time with him yet. But there's a lot of these players that have been here from last year. And yes, they will preach patience. They will preach that, yes, you know, they will need at least another window to move out the deadwood, unfortunately. But like the fans, I'm not so sure will be able to be patient. And it's already just all across social media. And it's not just like I know the fans that are just always negative, and I don't think we are one of those. Like, we absolutely give credit where it's due. And when they play with some decency, or players do something well, we give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
This is a game that's very tough to find, besides little moments. But those are moral victories, like I said. It's way past that now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you look at the momentum chart. I mean, it matches the eye test of what you saw. San Jose had the momentum almost the entire game, which is, I mean, one-way traffic, man. It was not, like I said, it didn't feel like Atlanta United at any point in time was, like, really threatening to score. And when you see your team struggling like that, it makes you really give up. It makes you really give up hope for watching and for thinking that there's something good would come out of this. You just are like, this is just another one of those. And I know people tune out. I know a lot of people did. And it's just, it's that feeling of inevitability that really kills you when watching these games. It's like, and at least with the last game with Cincinnati, you felt like the team was trying really hard. In the second half, they started falling off, but you still saw like some fire there. This game, you had the announcers from like the very get-go talking about how San Jose was winning every second ball, every 50-50. That's not coaching, that's not whatever, that's just guys just not being up for it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, these are the fundamentals. You got to have those. And if you're just not in it, again, it's going to go back to that talking point that I keep having to bring up, and I hate it describing a team when it's a team full of mercenaries and no one's here to actually play for the badge themselves. They don't really care that much. They're here to collect a paycheck. That's what we've been saying in the past when we've noticed it. I don't want to say it again. And I hope they can figure it out, get something together where you can get a passion and an energy and a fire that allows them to not look like this, appear this way. Because it just looks bad. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to be like, you just didn't look like you cared as much too.
Yeah. And, we'll talk about moments of the game and where we probably could have made some changes to actually maybe change our momentum. But, like, one of the things before we, get too deep in the weeds is just, again, us getting beat over the top. They were playing that ball over and over again, and we couldn't handle it. And we have somebody on the bench that has shown in the past he can, but not being put on there. And, Stan Gregerson has been that guy. He seems like persona non grata for Tata Martino. Yeah, he gets injured a lot, but also, yeah, he is able to snuff out those balls over the top and out-muscle those guys. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what's happening. It just seems like, and then as well, I wanted Alexei Miranchuk to start this match. Didn't happen. And what did we look very lacking in? Ability to control the game. And he is at least someone who could do that. But yeah, we just couldn't connect really much to the final third. And yeah, when he came on, maybe it didn't look a ton better, but I think he was definitely connecting, at least from that defense to that midfield. And yeah, we really just need to have somebody that looks at least interested in attack.
Just at least interested. That's a big one there. Yeah. So yeah, we're waiting on also Nick to join us, but Tanner, welcome in first and foremost. There we go. Nick hopping in too. Glad to see you guys. Tanner, talk to me. Give me the rundown first of all, and then we'll get to Nick. What was your impressions from this game? I mean, this was a snooze fest, unfortunately, from our point of view.
You're on mute.
There we go. Simple thing.
Yep.
Um, yeah. That game may as well have been on mute tonight with how boring it was. That was soccer made to look very difficult. I struggle to kind of think of anything that Atlanta United did in a positive light. Kind of catching the end of AJ's comments, no one looked interested in ever trying to get the ball forward. Any sense of either a progressive pass or carrying or anything trying to get the ball forward was just very hard. Things were a little better once Moranchuk came on, but this team doesn't look to have any sort of idea of how they want to progress the ball going forward. And Cincinnati, okay, that's a good team. You expect them to be good. Maybe a West Coast road trip is difficult, but this was poor tonight against San Jose.
Indeed. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Pretty much the same as Tanner. I did not see a team on that field. I saw, at least until Moranchuk and Miyuma came in, there was nothing. Absolutely nothing going on that field. It looked like we're getting constantly bowled over, no direction, no attack, no nothing. And then when we finally saw something happen, they snuffed it out left and right. And I am going to rail on Hoyos now. What in the fuck was he doing 40 yards out from goal on that one play, challenging for a ball? What the fuck kind of goalie does that? That was dangerous.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he got it in the end, but yes, it did have a lot of us heart and mouths. I mean, yeah, he's brought in to be a sweeper keeper in that sense, but the difficulty is that they knew to pretty much hit us over the top. That's why he had to come out because there was all that space and no one else was able to make up the ground. And somehow our goalkeeper was able to make up the ground and win the foul somehow.
Yeah, you don't want to have that. You don't want to have that necessarily happening. It's just read the game, figure it out, understand that that's what they're trying to do, and nullify in some way, or at least don't set yourselves up for making it so easy. That could have been, again, it's another game. When we talked about this with Cincinnati, could have been more goals for the other team at the end of the day.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where it felt like no matter what Atlanta did, they wouldn't have scored in a month of Sundays. Like it wouldn't matter. And it didn't necessarily feel that San Jose were dangerous every single time they went forward, but you at least had faith that when they played the ball into space or played it into the channels or down the wings, that they would at least create a chance. At no point in time did I ever feel like Atlanta were ever even going to create a chance. And it's just one of those things where they just looked outclassed in every single facet of the match because there was no physicality from them either. They were second to every ball. Looked like there was no pace to stretch the pitch on the field. To kind of go back to the earlier point when it comes to progressing the ball, it felt like the only time they were ever actually able to progress the ball was when they won the ball off San Jose being bad and managed to not lose it on the first pass and then try and get forward from there. But inevitably, within one or two passes, they lose the ball again. And it felt like there's nobody there in that midfield that has the ability to progress the ball forward. The only person that might be able to do it is Miguel Almiron, but he's allergic to completing a pass in the final third. But aside from that, as far as the people in the midfield three, where's your ball progression coming from? And Tata's first spell, when we played a three at the back, we had wing backs like Julian Gressel, who were able to play balls in, get crosses in, and we were able to get the ball forward from out wide. But with the fullbacks that we have on the pitch now, unless, Amador is coming in when he didn't really get to do too much today. You don't really have any attacking output from the wings either. And Latte Loth is incredibly isolated. You can't get the ball to Saba. And when he does get it, he's trying to beat someone one-on-one down the wing, but he doesn't really have the ability to do that. I mean, Atlanta had cobbled together some bits and pieces of XG from plays here and there, but it was not a performance that fills you with optimism, especially given what Five Stripe fans have been watching over the last few years, because it's a continuation of just this drifting. But I guess if you're trying to still hold some semblance of positivity, it's like, okay, this is the second game, but it does make you start having to ask questions about the composition of this squad, I think, because it doesn't look like they have the facilities to follow the instructions that Tata are giving them, and they don't have the individual technical ability to play off the cuff. And if you can't follow a system and you can't play off the cuff, what can you do? And right now, I do not have an answer to what that would be for Atlanta United.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's really where it is. It's like, yeah, like if Tata can't get you there,
Yeah.
at least individual skill hopefully can get you there to at least, score a worldie. At least, hey, put in a competent cross to where, okay, your attacker is going to be. But it doesn't, these guys have played together for a full year now. And they look like strangers.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they don't know each other's first names. Like, it's just like, how does that happen?
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
it-
there was one moment like the 60-something minute where we were sitting here and Miguel Almiron picks up the ball in midfield. We're on transition and you're thinking, okay, cool. He has an opportunity to spray the ball out to the left wing. It's on his left foot. He's left-footed and he misses the pass by like 15 yards and just goes out for a throw-in. And it's just like, if this is your captain, your DP, your highest paid player, one of the highest paid players in the league, who has always been a player that has thrived on transitions, and you're like, cool, where do we want to get our best player the ball? Just inside our own half, on the break, moving forward, moving with pace. And he just plays the ball out for a throw-in, not even close to I think it was Saba on the wing. And it's just like, if that's what you're getting out of your best player, and they can't even make a simple pass, what is Tata even supposed to do? Like, that's also like my expectation now being kind of reframed from what I'm expecting from Tata. It's like, you can't make lemonade if you don't even have fucking lemons. Dude doesn't even have fruit. And what he does have is clearly gone sour because there's nothing there. It feels like he has different players for different types of systems, but Atlanta United is trying to sometimes play like kick and rush at times, where if they do win the ball, just try to get it forward quickly, mostly because I feel like Tata is instructing him to do so because he realizes he doesn't have the technical ability in midfield to actually string the passes together to progress the play up the pitch in a actual style. So he's trying to kick it long, which can maybe get Latte Lot, involved somehow, but he doesn't really play that way. He's not able to get onto the ball like that. He's getting no service whatsoever. And you have a bunch of defensive players, but you're not playing a super defensive system because you're still trying to press. You're still playing a high line where you're getting beat over the top. And by the way, you're playing center backs that aren't even your fastest center back. And if you're going to be playing in a certain way that leaves you open at the back, maybe you should play the one center back that's got enough space or pace to be able to cover you in those situations. So you're not hanging out your Andre Onana light goalkeeper who's out here making crazy decisions, passing the ball to the other team whenever he does get it. So, I feel like the squad composition is really poor right now. And I don't think that you can level too much criticism at Tata, even though he's making the same subs right now, which is just Muyumbu and Moranchuk, and then someone else came on later, and it was just like not really inspired. There's no Tiare anymore that you can hope comes off the bench and brings a goal. But at the same time, like, again, what's he supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't see very many players out there right now that can do much for this team.
Yeah, and I think it's on Miggy and all that. And it's not just Miggy, but other players when they have the ball on pretty much the break, on the counter where they could play it forward, they hold on to the ball for a couple seconds more. And I'm sure it's not instruction from Tata.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tata wants it to be played a lot sooner. But yeah, onto that Miggy pass that is completely errant, goes out for a throw-in. Why is he passing it behind the player to begin with?
Yeah.
Why is it not going through the middle? Like,
He must have mishit
there were
it.
runners.
He must have mishit it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it had to be. But the other times, it's essentially he's holding onto the ball. There's runners that if he plays it one touch, I mean, yes, it's asking a lot, maybe one touch, but at the very least, play it into that space. Nothing. And we end up having to play it back to the goalkeeper. And it's just at that point, yes, it's exactly what Tanner's talking about. We're misfitting a whole lot of different ideologies into these players that cannot play this way. They are not skilled enough to play on the ball, possession-based football that is based on attacking around the opposition box. That's not. We can't even get to the opposition box.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to play this way?
I mean, yeah, even if we were just trying to, like, pass and go and just fast, one-touch passing, dynamic, get going, use your speed, use that just to break the other team. We don't, every time we pass the ball and it's to a guy in any kind of progressive lane, they are back to goal and have to take, like AJ said, like 2 to 3 touches in like a 2 seconds before they know what to do with the ball. By that time, and we talked about this in the last game too, and Cincinnati is good though, so we thought maybe perhaps that's just them closing down with the defenders and they're just on top of it. But now we're starting to realize it's not necessarily the quality of the defenders, it's the incredible just molasses that the guys are stuck in when it comes to whenever they get the ball. And we used to say last season, I remember AJ and I talked about this a few times, where we thought whenever they receive the ball, it was like a knuckle ball. It was always like bouncing around. It was really, really fast, and it took them forever to control it. And now I'm just like, even if it's like a good ball, they they need time. That's just not good enough for MLS.
It's not good enough for League One, Sunday League. It's not good enough at a lot of stuff. And I mean, like, I'm not going to like go into my other legions just too much here, but like, to take an example, sometimes you are kind of gaslit, right? Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, for instance. And then you see Michael Carrick comes in and it's just like, okay, you guys are technically gifted football players, which you should be when you're playing in the Premier League. And he puts them closer together and they're able to start playing 1-2s and go off instinct and play quick. The problem is Atlanta United players, when they are close together and they do try and play quick 1-2s, they don't have that instinct to know where the other player is going, and they don't have the technical ability to control the ball, because whenever we do try and play it first time, it looks like someone just bounced the ball off of a concrete wall. And it's just so frustrating because, like AJ talked about, there's moments even in this game tonight where you've got runners flowing forward, guys going into the channels, and someone's got the ball and has an opportunity to slide up, pass through, and play a through ball, but they never do. They always pause. There's no confidence in any of these players in themselves or in their teammates to think, I'm going to take this risk and play this ball and hope that someone gets onto the end of it. It just doesn't happen. And it's frustrating because you look at the outlay that Atlanta United placed on players like Almiron and Latte, and it's just like, what are you getting out of this? They, again, like I just said, you can't even get the ball to the final third. Never mind how you're attacking in the final third. We can't get the ball out of the middle third. And teams now realize that they can just press us every day, because as soon as the ball falls to us, even if the other team loses it, we're going to poop our pants before we can actually connect the pass to a teammate who can play it out to somebody in space.
Yeah, and there's the aspect where it's like, and we were talking about this while we were watching it, Tanner, it was that these guys just keep occupying the same half spaces, whether vertically or horizontally, and they don't move out of it. They're not actively trying to really be, available for their teammate. It's almost like it is kind of like schoolboy-ish, where they're just attracted to the ball, and so they're just this like cluster of players around the ball, and there's not really any sort of we'll say it. There's not any sort of triangles around where people can actually, play it around, so that your defender ideally should be in the middle, right? And then you're playing it around them so that you can play it further forward, but it's not happening. They're congregating the same spaces, and we've talked about this for probably since PT and Barco, but this is still somehow a conversation that we're having.
Yeah, and we were like, this is similar to what you were just saying, but not exactly. I just noticed a frustration I had. You brought it up when you were saying, like, there's not a lot of like players trying to help the guy who's on the ball, get open to receive it or something like this. Like, guys just get marked and they stay marked. they can't leave their marks. They can't get open.
They're marking their own players.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. There's like multiple
That's
guys that
bad.
they've just been like in the same area and they have to like swerve off. And it's like, what do you're doing? You guys are doubling up on something you don't need to be doubling up on. You're congregating defenders. You're congregating interest in this area. You need to spread out. You need to be understanding where your guys are, not just where defenders are. And it's very upsetting when you just see the team running down the field when we have the ball, and the guy's progressing the ball, the guy who has it is progressing the ball, and our guys are running down, and the defenders are just keeping pace with them the whole time, and you see our guy with the ball looking around, scanning, and going, no one's open. Then he stops, because someone starts to mark him now. Stops, pulls the air brake, turns around, passes to someone else. And then they try and do that. And then no one's open. It's just rinse and repeat. And that's why you start seeing like us just like trying to kick it a little bit over, just trying to get to somewhere. And it's just not happening because we're just getting beat every single time to those balls too. It's just so frustrating how easy it is for us to just get shut down in the attack. The guys are just not moving. They're not being dynamic.
Yeah. I think just to kind of keep moving it forward, something that I mentioned at the top of my diatribe, we'll call it that, was I fear the reaction at the end of full time at the Benz next Saturday. And Nick, I mean, having put a lot of work into the TIFO,
I tell you, I'm worried about it because while I can't say what it is, I am concerned about it, and because we've set it up to be a thing, and you all listening here, please have grace on us. Please don't hate the TIFO committee when this TIFO goes up next Saturday.
Yeah, you guys can't predict the future, and so it's
this TIFO was done last weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's gonna be fascinating because I have no idea, but I imagine there might be. I'm just gonna pontificate. You don't have to say anything, Nick, but it might have something to do with homecoming of sorts, and just don't give any reaction, Nick. You don't have to. But it's and so
that's as much as I'll give you.
Right. So there might be some feel goods initially, but once the team gets on the pitch and they start playing, and then we see that at home. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
It's dire straits, fellas. Nick, let's get your final thoughts.
What can I add to all of this? I mean, it is so. It's like someone continually jabbing a knife in your side and twisting it. It's so awful to watch what we're going through here again. It's like a nightmare that we've not woken up from.
Right. It is. Ever since 2020 happened, it seems like we're just in this weird universe. That, man, like, what did we do? Like, did we just waste all of our karma in 2018 and 2019? Was it that Frank de Boer put a hex on us? Like,
Does he have
it could have been any of this stuff. He did say we were spoiled, and he was wrong at the time. But now, it's still, he was wrong, but yeah, it just really feels like something in the karmic universe.
Yeah, it's just like, to AJ's point, it's like, how could this be possible? It's like, how can it be possible for this long, with this much money, this much brains behind the team, this much ambition? I don't know. It's like we were talking about, like how you guys are pointing out that the team has like zero chemistry with itself. It literally feels like that. And I don't know how you put together a team with less chemistry. Like, I don't know how you go about doing that. Like, you can't, if you were to like set out to do this as your goal,
it's actually harder to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like you would do worse. Like you wouldn't be able to put together a less chemistry-full team, right? Like I don't understand how you can put this together. It baffles me. And then the chemistry-lessness persists so much from season to season. Like even with adding pieces, it's still somehow like very powerfully there. Like it's not even mitigated that much, which you'd think like a certain threshold of guys you move in and out, you start to see a difference. Things are starting to come around, but you just don't. And again, obviously disclaimer of second game of the year, things could change, but I mean, a lot of these guys have been here for a long time. You'd think the newer guys coming in would have a mitigating effect on it by now. But it's literally nothing. It's just, I hate to say it, there's just no improvement from last year.
Right. I think we've got to say, to be fair here, that
worse.
a lot of players still on this team are leftovers from when Lagerwey was in charge. That is a point to be made here, is that Tata and Henderson being in control, it's still not a lot of what this team is. So I know we love to use the phrase 2 to 3 windows again and again and again.
But it is a new regime.
Like that again.
Yeah. Because it technically is a new regime. Because Chris Henderson wasn't at the helm for a lot of these players. There are some of these players that are his and his call to make. And Tata, obviously, it's 2 games in a new regime. So yes. And it's just, it is, I was saying before, it's getting progressively worse, because last season we won a game before the second game, and then as well there was a lot of hype going into last season.
Oh yeah.
This season, not so much. I mean, I think I think we're lucky to even, say that people are excited to go to the first match. Yeah, like it's a hard truth, but the energy last off season to the opening day at the Benz, miles apart, and it's very sad to say.
Tanner, what are your final thoughts on this game?
A couple things. One, this team has less chemistry than a Sunday league team that meets up once a week and half the time has to fill their team with subs from people saying, hey, do you have a guy? That's what they look like when they play out there. The point has been raised that it is a bit of a Frankenstein squad with different players from different regimes. I think it's going to have to be a long-term rebuild. You have to trust in Tata and commit to that process, but also you have to have a clear idea of what he wants in terms of the player profiles for these specific positions. And you need to make sure that those players are sometimes being challenged as well, so that he's not getting carte blanche and being too powerful to just sign a bunch of players from Argentina or South America that he has connections with but might not actually fit together as a squad. Sometimes you have to have someone sitting back making sure that the puzzle pieces actually come together to make an actual puzzle. It's sad that it feels like things are as apathetic as they are after the second week of the season, but when things have been consistently poor for a long time, you have to have something. You have to find some sort of spark. So you hope that they manage to find that at home next week. MLS is a league that traditionally is difficult to play away from home unless you're a very, very good team, and you've had to play one of the best teams in the league in Cincinnati and go all the way across the country to play San Jose. So you can come up with some mitigating factors if you want to, but there absolutely has to be some sort of improvement moving forward. You have to start seeing some patterns of play. There are none, and that's a very important part of the modern game, is you either have patterns of play that players understand, they know how to repeat them, and they know how to progress the ball forward, or you have enough technical ability where you can trust in those players' ability and decision making to help bring the ball forward and create opportunity. Atlanta doesn't have either of those. They need to find at least part of one of them next week to give some fans something to cheer about with the first game at the end of the season.
What's up, boys?
Nick, one more thing.
Oh,
Yep, I wish to point out, as was pointed out to me in the Discord, RSL 2, Seattle 1. They're coming off a win against a good
Another team.
That's gonna.
Yeah, that has a winning form going in.
Scoring goals. Yeah,
What are those?
Yeah.
I have no
We have
idea.
no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's foreign feeling.
Atlanta United may
Our
never
boys.
score again this season.
I hope not.
That will be a
Imagine.
record.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we haven't hit the depths of rock bottom yet. I don't
we
know.
can't get relegated.
Is there a rock bottom?
I thought,
It's a wooden
I thought
bottom.
Rock
That
Bottom
could
was
be
getting
crazy.
knocked out by like Memphis in the Open Cup.
Yeah. I mean, technically,
Or the
we
Indy
haven't-
11.
we have not hit as, we haven't won the wooden spoon. And then, yes,
We
haven't
might.
been shut out the entire season.
I mean, yeah, I've said this about last season, is that I just feel like coming in second to last and fighting, barely scratching by against the team that ended up winning it, is basically tantamount to winning it as well. It's like a co-spoon holding ceremony at that point.
Yeah.
Pause. But okay, yeah. All right. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night. Hopefully, you just sleep it off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all one can do.
Yeah, go drink some Malort, Nick. Tanner, go.
Orange soda,
go watch
fine.
video.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right, y'all.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Good night.
All right, well, we're gonna get 2 more in, and then we'll be, I think, like maybe even we might get a surprise 5th guest. We'll see. Yeah, I know, right? A little bit of a shocker even for AJ, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if it
Yeah.
happens. He's always like,
In the meantime-
who knows? Yeah, we're gonna look at some of this. So we got Tom. Oh, I think, yeah, I think we might actually get 2 more. We'll see. Let's see. Joshua says they need to regroup. Chris James says I'm flabbergasted. Team ATL says, what up, y'all? Yo, what's up, dude? Tommy says Nick's background is best described as the 90s. He is a TV addict of the 80s and 90s, so yeah, I think you'd very much appreciate that. Yeah. Team ATL says, you still showing up, Tommy, for next week? Because he is going to the home opener. We'll see him there. But, like, I mean, I guess that's a legit conversation, is like, would you want to come to visit this town to watch this team right now? I don't know, dude. That's an investment. And Tommy said, yeah, he's just coming to party. Again, that's what we were talking about earlier. That's what propping this club up is the friendship and the camaraderie that we've had with each other, that we hang out with and we have a good time with, because sure as shit isn't the stuff happening on the pitch. Let's see. So we do have Drew here. We'll talk to Drew in 1 second. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's good old Nick. How you doing? Andrew, how you guys doing? I know we had a good time watching the game tonight. We were just talking about how it is something that it's the only thing really right now that we have to be happy about, is hanging out with the people who who are brought together through this team to watch this team. But watching the team now,
The
really
power
isn't
of
the thing.
friendship.
That's right. But the watching of the actual team right now is just laborious and difficult. So let's start it off first with Drew. How did you find this game?
It's just tough to watch right now. It's just, there's not much going right for us at this point. We're not creating much of anything at all. And I like our center back pairing, but we have no support around them. And so any little breakdown causes a ball to end up in the back of our net. And it's just rinse and repeat of last week, basically, but with going up against a worse team.
It's true. And unfortunately, a goalkeeper error that ends up being even worse of a goalkeeper gaffe in a sense. But yeah, it's hard to exactly guess what he was doing and thinking. I think he was trying to go for a punch at the end where he was leaning over to the right, but he realized, oh shit, I'm way too small to get to that at this point.
Yep.
And the header just beats him. But that's me thinking. I don't know.
Just I wanted to give him a shot this year, but at this point, after 2 games, I'm already at the point of, okay, this isn't working. We need Hibbert in goal right now, honestly. We need somebody that, yes, Hoyos' whole thing was he's good with the ball at his feet. But right now, we need a save. We need a save to just give us some confidence, at least with something. And Hoyos, unfortunately, is not doing that for us.
Because, like, ball at the feet ain't doing shit for us right now.
Yeah.
At least shot stopping could maybe potentially do something. So, Nick, what do you think?
First of all, I would like to say that I'm only here today for 2 reasons. Number one, I owe everyone something from last week from when I was on the road. And second of all, AJ told me at Mike's house that I would be fired from FanTV if I did not do this appearance tonight. Totally kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I'm totally
Everyone
kidding.
witnessed to me not saying that, actually. But yes.
No, he did not say that, and I will be getting called into HR tomorrow for that comment. But I thought we could all use a laugh. But
We do.
man, I got nothing nice to say. I got nothing nice to say, man. So I'm glad.
And it doesn't have to be nice, unfortunately, man. Like,
No, it doesn't.
I want to say nice things.
I-
Like, this is not.
No one deserves a nice thing after that. Like maybe Moranchuk does. I mean, we talked about it in the playbook. Like this would be a game for Moranchuk, and you know, I could see why Tata ran the same thing out there. If Tata's going to look at the media on Thursday and say like, yeah, I thought they created enough chances, then yeah, if you're Tata, you probably think that, and you run out the same 11. But as soon as Moranchuk was out there, it did exactly what AJ and I said it would do in the playbook episode, which was find space in the lines. And he wasn't perfect. I mean, he was kind of out there on the right side. Like I kind of went to that 4-4-2 shape that Drew and I were talking about while we were there. But as soon as Almiron went to the left, it was at least not horrible. As soon as Moranchuk came in, at least wasn't horrible. And as soon as Jakob went to right back, it at least wasn't horrible. Like the one thing I could say is like Ronnie last year just wouldn't make changes. Like I think he just felt like he had to play what he thought or was told the best 11 was. Like I trust Tata to make changes eventually. Whether we see that next week is a different story, but like I think we will at least see more of Amador and more of Moranchuk next week, and maybe less of some of the players that are AJ's favorites, like Hernandez and William Ba, and players that he just totally wanted to come back this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That we heard a lot about. The face is priceless. Okay, sorry, that's enough picking on you, buddy. I promise.
Oh no, it's not picking on me at all because it's these are decent role players when not overexposed, when not overplayed, they can play a part. But if they're starting your matches or they're coming on as hopefully your difference makers,
is your first guy off the bench.
Yeah, I'm concerned, and there's a reason why Ronald Hernandez was hooked pretty quick after he got his yellow, because 50th minute, get the yellow, Tata's like, I'm sweating. And he should be, because if he went down to 10 men, I shudder. It wouldn't have been 2-0. It would have been really ugly. So yes, the move was warranted, but again, like we were saying again, and I say this, I've said this last episode, and Tanner has said this as well. Tata has forgotten more about football than we even know about it.
Correct.
But if we can see this, I feel like there's some stubbornness. I feel
on
like
that note, I'll say this: like we spent 2025 already knowing the things that Ronnie Dyla had to learn, and now we're spending 2026 already knowing the things that Tata's going to have to learn. Like to watch Saba on the left and Miggy on the right is just horrifying. That we have to.
They're
watch
just not
that.
inverted wingers.
But they're not, but Tata has to learn that, and we just have to accept that, because that's where we're at in life. But we have watched that since 2024, and we know it won't work with Saba.
And he's
at
like,
least.
but was I the coach then? No.
And he's like, yeah, but I can fix it.
Right, and there is that stubbornness, but and it's basically that new Rockstar's Batman meme of does he know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, he he clearly doesn't. But we know, we as the audience knows, we know who the killer is. But Tata doesn't know who the killer is. Like it's just like it's a train crash, and unfortunately, like we are not at the helm of it. Unfortunately, Tata is, and it's like you could be on the sidelines yelling, "Hey, man, there's a person on the tracks."
Yeah.
He can't hear you.
He just switches the track to a different track that actually has 5 people on instead of 1.
I think
right,
we're taking this metaphor pretty far and pretty.
Let's look at some of the statistics from this game because I haven't mentioned them yet tonight. So, 54% possession for Land United. Interesting when it comes to the fact that we had the possession battle 1 there. Unfortunately, we did not have the XG battle 1. They were at 2.4. We are at 0.83. We did not crest 1. They had 5 big chances to our 1. They had 11 to our 8 in terms of shots. We had 3 saves to their 1. They had 7 corner kicks. We only had 4.
We got them on that.
We had 19 fouls to their 9. So that's an
Is that
interesting
good?
statistic. And the last interesting statistic is they had 19 free kicks. We only had 9. So,
Wait. 19 free kicks?
Yes.
Are we sure that's the stat?
Well,
That's
it's the
what it
inverse of the foul stat. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so it is.
like if you get 19 fouls,
Yep.
you get a free kick for every
So,
foul.
Yeah,
Drew,
I guess
take it
it's-
away if you want to chew into any of that.
Drew, is that good?
It's just, huh?
Is that good?
Huh? It's just bad. I don't see how we. Well, there is one thing that I see that can help us get out of this, and that was something that is actually a positive that I saw today, and that's Pedro Almodovar. Did everybody kind of notice that he was playing as a central midfielder?
He was doing something up there.
He came into the game and started impacting the game and actually looked kind of dangerous. And if we start to see more of him in more of an attacking role like that, as like something like an 8 or something like that, why not? Yeah. We know what kind of crossing ability he has. I kind of thought that at the beginning of the season that he might have a like renaissance year, because I saw him maybe being somebody like getting like the Julian Gressel role, and if that's what Tata wants to do with playing him a little bit higher up, and why not? That way to generate chances, and we'll see how it works if we get a good like actual look at it next game. But that was a positive to see. But most of the other things, we weren't creating anything. We couldn't string together passes or anything like that. There was times in the build-up that there was just one single pass. You were just looking for that last pass to break out and start moving the ball forward, and that pass never came. It felt like they were a little almost scared to do it, and it's one of the most frustrating things about watching this team right now is just knowing that they have the ability to do it and they just are too afraid to do it.
Yeah, to your point real quick, about Almodovar, I'm looking at his heat map right now, and you're right. It not just the eye test, but the statistics are saying, like, he was on the left side, but it seemed like the heat map is indicating it's a little bit more heated towards basically the top of the kind of the circle on the opponent's side, which is interesting, versus the left being farther on the left. So yeah, definitely more central in the attack, which is obviously what you'd like to see. Even if it's, traditionally, yeah, he's been dangerous with like looping in balls from the left side, but he's getting in towards the middle to try and affect a change. And, I don't hate it if that's what he thinks needs to happen, and if he could get some joy out of it.
Right, because it is that. It's like Drew was saying, as far as the Julian Gressel role, or just an inverted fullback. Well, that's a misnomer really in itself, but an interior type of fullback that is playing more as an 8, and so yeah, okay, colloquially we'll call it an inverted fullback. But either way, if he is able to play that position of being able to dictate a few things and then cross as well, and kind of, I mean, it was kind of ahead of its time a little bit with Julian Gressel. It was like, he was formerly a central midfielder, and then obviously his cross was just so good that Tata was like, I can't waste this. And, being able to use him also in the interior as well. I mean, yeah, if that can unlock us a little bit as far as helping us keep possession and, bring it forward, bring it into the final third, because we know how good of a final ball that Amador does have. I don't dislike it, but I wonder if we have enough cover for him when he does venture forward, because currently those center backs are not blessed with pace, and we have been punished time and time again in the first 2 matches. I think we need better personnel in order to do that, and I think it's just this thing that, yes, Tata wants to play on the ball, but yes, we have to have those technicians, and we just don't. Like, across the pitch, it's not. Like, that's not our MO, and that hasn't been our MO for some time.
Interestingly enough, I just noticed another heat map. Miguel Almiron was, like, if you look at his heat map from this game, it's like the entire field. There isn't like a specific area that he was just targeting. It's like literally everywhere.
How much of that is in their box?
Some of it, not a lot, but some of it. Yeah, he was just. It's literally, you look at it, it's the entire field. The entire field.
I hope so. Hopefully it's just him. Hopefully, he's gonna come good very soon, and it's just that he's getting unlucky.
I mean, this to me is a player that's doing too much. You can't be on the entire field. Like, what are you doing?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to compensate for the lack of ability from some teammates. That's what it kind of seems like. I mean, it's that classic kind of bad news bears type of situation where, yeah, one guy's going to try to make all the plays because not anybody else is really doing that much. So, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a quote here from Tata's press conference. This was sent to us from Sam Jones from 5 Star Final. From Tata, on things he would like to see different next week at home compared to tonight. Quote, if I focus a bit on what happened in the second half, I think that's the path. The first half was unfortunate, very unfortunate. And I think the team started to do things well in the second half. I have the feeling that there is something where we can start to think about improving from there. And I mean, to me, that's what we're talking about. Like, yeah, we trust Tata to make the changes, but there's so many changes that need to be made. And I mean, we can all sit there and talk about what we would do, but it's about what Tata would do. Like, AJ and I got into that a little bit on the playbook this week. Like AJ's talking about Gregerson. He did a whole thing about Gregerson, and I agreed with him, but I was like, Tata's not going to do it. Like, Tata started Barakal and Mihai in multiple preseason games together, and then the first 2 games of the regular season now that we've seen. And you just got to think about, like, what do we think Tata is seeing in training that is making it so that this is what he chooses? And, like, what did Tata see in training this week post the Cincinnati match, which I came on here and said...
Spanish is what he heard.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, y'all heard me last week, even on my brief appearance, like, driving home from the Cincinnati match, I was like, this is going to be fine. Like, the intangibles are there. The physicality is there. Like, how does all that go away in just 1 week? Like, that's why I'm just so... Yeah. This might be the most negative I've ever been on a post-game show, because... like, I was there last week and I saw all the little things that, like, they survived till the 80th minute against the team that was 1 point against the Shield, away from the Shield last year. And to see all of that go away is I don't think I've ever been more frustrated. Like last week, I came on. The first thing I said, and AJ, I think it was just me, AJ, and Mycon at that time. But the first thing I said was, I've never been less upset about a 2-0 loss. And this week, it's like, you might as well just put up a touchdown against us.
Yeah.
Like it would have felt the same as this because of just how bad they were. They couldn't do anything. Nothing was there that was there last week that was positive. And RSL next week, like besides the fact that they beat Seattle today. Oh, by the way, Kansas City got a point today somehow, so they are now no longer technically the spoon favorites. If you want to go about it that way, statistically, they are no longer the spoon favorites. But right,
No.
we can't do anything but laugh. They got a point against Columbus, by the way, who we play pretty soon.
Right.
So if you want to go about it that way and think about it, RSL beating Seattle, like they're like the ultimate X-Dog team. Like they don't have any big name players, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of the bit I'll do next week on the playbook, but like it's kind of Diego Luna FC and that's it. They don't have big name players. It's all about them just being motivated to do what they do and like play really hard for the manager. Like that's what RSL is. And fun fact, if you didn't know this, they're the only team in MLS that has made the playoffs the last 6 seasons.
Good for them.
RSL.
That's incredible.
Not like not Seattle, not LAFC, not Philly, any of the teams you think of, not Inter Miami. It's RSL. Like they somehow are just always there. And the X-Dog is just off the charts. And the X-Dog like couldn't be more on the charts for Atlanta United. Like I'm now terrified for next week. I wasn't after the Cincinnati game. I was like, this is gonna eventually even out. It's gonna be okay. Like I'm horrified for the game next week.
To your point about like not knowing like how can a team lose their fundamentals? How can a team like look so different from one game to the next? I was interested that the comparison of the halves of between the both games, and you see we did really well the first half and then fell off in Cincinnati in the second half. This game we were abysmal in the first half, and we started to come back a little bit in the second half. Like what?
We got game stated
like,
a little bit. Yeah.
It's just so frustrating to be like, what is this team doing? Like where are they mentally? Like why can't they put it together? And why aren't we seeing, like Tanner was saying, like why don't we see patterns and things that are like, okay, this is this team. We can now peg them as this team is this going forward. We see it game after game. There's just nothing. It's hard to be like, here's the identity, here's what they're doing, and we can expect this every game. I feel like you can expect a new damn thing every game now.
Yeah, and one of the things that I feel like is this team is kind of going through an identity crisis right now. And it started really 3 years ago, when Pineda was fired. And that kind of, we never got stable and kind of were able to get an identity built. Now it's just been through the different managers, through the different transfer windows. We've kind of lost that this is the team we want to be. This is how we want to play. And unfortunately, that's front office, coaching staff, that sort of that's kind of on them for the situation we're in. But I'm hoping now with Tata being able to be here, hopefully for a couple years, and be able to actually reinstate an identity into this team. And we'll see. It might be this year is going to be a little bit tough for us, but I'm hoping that he can reestablish that identity.
All right.
I think it's a really good point, honestly, because you think about since 2024 preseason, which is just over 2 years ago, like we're now 4 managers into that, and some of these players have been here for 4 managers, or 3 of the managers at least. And yeah, Gonzo, Rob, Ronnie, Tata, all of them are different. I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other. I think we all know which one is really better than the rest of them, if we're being honest. But if we're really leaning into this Tata Martino FC, which is kind of what, in my eyes, we are right now, especially with the way the transfer window went, where Tata kind of came in and said, oh yeah, like I can work with this. Like this is going to be okay. Like he brings in a couple of his guys from South America. You know, I don't even want to talk about Hoyos, but the other two guys, the younger guys, Baez and Jacob, have really been okay. If we're talking about guys that haven't been straight up atrocious, like they've been okay. I really don't blame them for kind of going down that route because, you know, if you don't listen to the Soccer Wise podcast with Tom Bogert and David Goss, you probably should. They just do the best MLS coverage around, in my opinion. But when Tata came in, Tom was like, yeah, like I heard from people in Atlanta that they were like, European manager, Frank, terrible. South American manager, Heinze, terrible. Like up and coming MLS manager, Pineda, terrible. Like didn't work. I mean, it was okay for a little while, but didn't work. I'm a Gonzo truther. We'll get into that another day. Like Ronnie Dyla, MLS Cup winning manager, like didn't work. Like fuck it, let's just go do Tata. Like he's available, he wants the job. Like let's just do this. Like I don't blame him for being Tata Martino FC because that's all we have left right now. Mm-hmm. And like Mike brought up a good point, like right at the start of the show, like or right when I tuned into the show before I came on. Like it's gonna take time. It just sucks that it looks the same. But it is the same roster, so that might happen. Mm-hmm. But it just sucks. Like there's nothing about this that's fun
like
or
thought,
interesting.
Like, there would be some kind of with newer players and some like a newer magic. You'd see some mitigation. We thought we saw that in Cincinnati, right? But then they turn around and do this.
And it's like we're still watching an old goalkeeper. We're still watching center backs that maybe are good, but maybe aren't. We're still watching a midfield that can't connect. And we're still watching attackers that have no idea when the ball is going to come to them or how to connect with each other. Like it's the same shit, and it is tiring. And I'm trying not to sit here and be like, oh, this guy's falling. Like, yeah, we haven't even played a home game yet. And yeah, like I'm going to be thrilled next week when we're all at the tailgate together and we're all in the supporter section together for the first time. Like the vibes are going to be through the roof, like AJ said, until the team walks on the field. Then it might just go so far south, so toxic, so quick that like there might not be coming back from that. If like I think the only people the fans are going to be really willing to give patience to is Tata.
Yeah,
because like everybody else, like you're either new and you've already been terrible, you're either new or you haven't been terrible yet, but we just don't have any trust that you're going to be good. Or you've already been here and you haven't been good. Like we've got a season and a half worth of data on Moranchuk that he can't do it. Mm-hmm. We've got a season of Almiron and Latte Lath that they can't do it. A season of good Saba and a season of bad Saba. Like, well, we're probably going to trust the bad at this point. And nobody else has really like proven that they can do it consistently. Mm-hmm. And so the only person we're going to trust is the manager. And
man, it's
not a fun place to be
new
in.
Thing, man. Like we got some new players that you said you have some trust in to see, you know, they're I guess innocent until proven guilty, but like, yeah, the manager is really the thing. So while we
we're gonna trust the 21-year-old fullbacks. Yeah,
exactly,
good job.
Yeah. Well,
good job, everybody.
While we got you guys here, I'm gonna go through some of these comments because some of them are pretty kind of bangers.
Please.
They're kind of funny. So let's see if this can brighten our spirits a little bit. So Tommy says, this team has combined everything we have hated about this team for the past 5 years. That's an interesting comment.
Let's stop there. It really was this. When Drew mentioned that, a couple years it's been an identity crisis, it's been an identity crisis since we brought in Frank de Boer. And yeah, I mean, basically, it's Tata and how he wants to play and how Frank de Boer wanted to play, wildly different. All right. So that already pretty different as far as the players that were brought in under de Boer and then after de Boer. Well, then you had all these other players that were misfits for Stephen Glass. And then unfortunately,
Gabby.
Yeah. And then unfortunately for Gabby, when he brought in his players and then he was let go unceremoniously very quickly, even though probably warranted. But he wanted to play a certain type of swashbuckling football that was press high, really be I think malleable to your opponent type of football to make sure that you nullify their advantages And then, you have Rob Valentino, who, wants to play the way he wants to play as far as, yes, make sure that you just go direct, coddle the skills and just let yourselves flourish if you have the talent. And even though, yes, defense be damned a little bit maybe, but at least there was a little bit of identity in that, where, okay, we're not good on the ball, but we are going to hit you on the counter, and you are going to be punished if you give us the ball near your final third. Okay, beyond that, these Gonzalo Pineda, yeah, he wanted to build a possession-based squad, and play possession football, but it just ultimately we didn't have, besides Thiago Almada, technicians, and he was bailed out by Almada.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And Giacomakis the 1 year he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 2 best 11 guys kind of carried us.
Right, and because beyond that, like when we didn't have them, we looked bereft. And
that's a really good point. I'll only interrupt you for about 10 seconds. Like Almada and Gigi, like they carried that team, but they were 2 of the best 10 players in the league. Like if we had 2 of the best 10 players in the league right now, where would we have been last year or right now?
Exactly. And that leads me to the point. Yeah,
exactly.
Is that if we're scoring goals, it solves a lot of problems. It honestly, it's like, the defense won't look as bad, the midfield won't look as bad, but ultimately it is where those patterns of play, the identity that we're trying to play with, we do not have the personnel to do it as of yet.
Yeah.
And hopefully, Tata can make us come good and make us all look like mugs. I would be happy to look like a mug. I want this team to play well.
Those 2 buyouts are just sitting there, man.
I know.
Yeah. But it is
2 buyouts.
Yeah. We look so far from it. We look so far from a team that looks competent and can, just give us some joy over the weekends.
Yeah.
Like those 2 buyouts are just sitting there, and you're about to, like AMBSE is about to do Kirk Cousins next month, and I guess technically it's March right now, so this month, like they're about to buy out nearly $100 million of Kirk Cousins. Like, I'm sorry, Alexei Moranchuk's $8 million the next 2.5 years is not that much.
No.
Or Latte Last's $12 million for the next 3 years. Like, that's nothing. You could do both of those, and it's like what 20% of a Kirk Cousins buyout. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the buyouts.
it
are
could be
there,
that.
man.
Right. I doubt. Like I think Miggy's probably the last one as far as a buyout, as far as the DBs. But yeah, I mean he's got to figure it out quick too, because I think he has, of any of the players, the goodwill right now. He will be.
He does.
Probably the last player that's booed.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he
There's,
that.
I mean, just last season, a lot of people were really throwing him under the bus too. So I mean, and really rightfully so to a degree. So like I could see it definitely turning if things are not coming good soon. So let me get some of the other comments that are interesting. So 13OMR says,
Tommy, can't wait to see you next weekend. By the way, if you're still watching,
he says
Tommy will be in here.
These 2 games were the antibiotics you start using for that infection that doesn't go away, and then you immediately get diarrhea.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's very descriptive.
Yep. So, so that's the kind of what we're rocking with right now in the comment section here. Team ATL also says, I don't know how I can go to the training ground on Monday and not run my mouth at these guys.
That's my dad.
Stormy Weather says, any truth to the rumors that the only reason Hoyos is playing is because he hablos? Surely not, right?
What?
Hoyos hablos? I don't know.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Yeah. So Team AT also says, I like to call it a crime against the eye. Heinze was the hex maker, he thinks, and the Benz group sucks at owning teams. They have no business starting an NWSL side when the teams they have are currently trash. 13OMR says, I think Tata played who he played to see if they still have trade value, like Saba. I mean, I don't know how you need to continue to play them to know these things, but maybe. I think you will see the actual lineup against RSL with Hibbert and Alex starting. I mean, I think hopefully, maybe. And yeah, we haven't won a game since May. That's a tough one.
No, we went against Nashville on Labor Day weekend. That was
Okay.
on the road though.
All right, team
Haven't won a home
has
game
to,
since May.
has to fact check then.
Well, I think we are
Sorry, Pops.
7 or 8 games winless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last however many last season, and then 2 now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Omargs 1196 says team is mentally shot and fans are spiritually drained. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel very spiritually drained.
So I want to address that because yes, there is that. You have people that work for the team that will probably, find all the, like I was saying at the top, all the moral victories, all the things that, okay, yes, there's silver linings, there's things that we can, still hang on to, so that's okay. It's not all doom and gloom. It's only the second game of the season, but it's not just the second game of the season to the fans. Like, it's just, honestly, it has been going on for too long. And for us to be pumped this sunshine, like, it feels disingenuous. It feels, honestly, I've said this before, like you're just pissing on us and telling us that it's raining. Like, it's just, like, we're not fools. And you're making us feel like fools. And then, so the product's getting worse. We're paying more, and then as well, the intangibles are going away. You're just making it really, really difficult for yourselves. So if any of the people that work for the club is watching this, which I know there are, because there is fact that we know that they do, please listen up. Because this goodwill is not going to last forever. Like, these fans are not going to stay forever. You already saw how empty it got at the end of last season. If you want to see it get emptier after the first match of the season, this is how you do it. You can continue to crumble the foundation and just essentially watch it materialize into dust.
Just a couple more comments, and then we can get to our final thoughts on it. Needzella says, if only we had 2 more buyouts to use. Yep.
If only.
Yeah, and Omar
Know what that's
says, team needs to stop buying players without long-term plan, without a coach in place. And Team ATL says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's Chris Henderson's urgency for flipping the entire squad? Maybe not entire, but quite a few of
6
them.
or 7.
I think it's pretty high. It's pretty high. Urgency. And he also says, I'm at work, so there's not a lot for me to do right now. Sorry for the you don't have to apologize. We love the comments. It's all good. Drew, final thoughts on this game?
I hope that we go into next weekend and we get a great performance. We have a great atmosphere in the Benz, and we have a party before the game, and just keep it going inside, and the team responds and puts on a good performance. Because if not, this season is going to get bad, and there's going to be a lot of vitriol coming out of this fan base. And I hate to see it just for some of these players.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll control what we can control, and that's the party aspect, and we're going to do that up big. Unfortunately, we can't control what goes on the pitch, though. Nick, what's your final thoughts on this?
Well, 4 home games in a row: RSL, Philly, TC, Columbus, in that order. God, if you don't win 2 of those, like, oh my God. I mean, like, DC is a spoon
winning
contender.
2 of those is a tough.
I feel like that's the bare minimum expectation. Like,
yeah, I mean, it should be.
I don't care which 2 it is. Like, if you somehow manage to beat Philly and Columbus and not RSL and DC, I'm not going to be here complaining about it. But that's not what I expect. I expect it to be the other way around. But like, I think we all know that this is. Tata's going to be here through at least June of 2028, so 2.5 seasons. I think we all knew that this was going to be a little painful, but maybe not this painful this early, and that's why you got the impassioned speeches from myself and AJ there, which I loved. Good job, AJ, by the way. But if you can't win 2 of those 4 games, like, it doesn't get easier than that until after the World Cup. And after the World Cup, like, people might not show up, and that's real. Like, there's only going to be some absolute sickos who show up at that point.
Because we don't look better. Yeah, it's like gonna be like, and go ahead.
That exactly, and I don't need the results to be there. I don't need this to be perfect. I need the performance to be there more so than I need the results. Like, I need you to put up goals at home, and I need you to make me not feel like I'm wasting my money, because I mean, we put out an article in the last couple of months about how much it is now, how much more we have paid, and oh my god, I thought my cat was going to knock something over. Sorry. How much more we?
Like he might.
Dude, he was like you didn't watch the game here, and now you're doing this. Come on, play with us. That's what it is. But like, if you're not going to put up the performances at home, at least, like, what is there to watch? Like, we might as well just all come back in June of 27 when the schedule changes, and forget about this season and let them do the dress rehearsal sprint season, and then come back when the Tata's last year is, and that's when it'll be good. Like, we might as well just all back it up and come back then, if they're not going to put up these performances now. And if they're not going to put up performances in 2 of those next 4 home games, then if it's not coming, then I don't know when it is. Mm-hmm. And that's a reality that we all have to face now.
Right. And I mean, it's hopefully this. Well, before I get to the hopefully, it's, what you were saying as far as the, the World Cup, people are going to be watching high quality football, and then returning to watching, if we are not playing well, it's going to be really hard. It's like not only uphill. That's like you're trying to scale a skyscraper without any tools or equipment. Like, it's just good luck. But beyond that, yes, this coming weekend anyway, I mean, even if the team plays poorly, like, I do not want to boo the club. There will be people that will boo, but I think if we can stay somehow positive and, kind of like that 2017, 2018 kind of vibe where, okay, yes, you just got scored on, but, cheer them on. We'll try to, pretty much will you to score another goal to get back into the match. That's the type of energy that we need. I don't know if we can do it, but I want us to do it as fans and supporters. That's how we can actually affect the game. That's really the only way. And so all that said above, that's airing frustrations. But while we're in the stadium, I think we need to give everything that we have as far as
And if what the other Nick said about it, if what Nick said about the TIFO is true, because I haven't seen it either. I'm in the SGs and I'm a part of some of the stuff, but I haven't seen the TIFO yet. And if all that's true, and it's going to be as cool as we think it is, and some of the things that I know that FanTV has planned for the tailgate next week, and I'm on the tailgate committee for Footy Mob this year, like, all that stuff pregame is going to be like what it always is. Great. If we can just carry that energy into the game, like, it really could be a 12th man, like, carry the team for a little while. And that might be what they need. But they might need even more than that. And, yeah.
And it's increasingly hard because, yes, the fans fell in love with a certain type of entertainment and football. And we've been devoid of that for quite some time, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're going to have to dig deep. I think we could do it, at least pretend, for at least one match.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. Yeah. We'll build on that.
I'm gonna say if the
But-
4 of us are back here next week after a poor result, then I think talking more like we're talking right now.
Yeah, like it's gonna be rough for, I think, a lot of players, and a lot of the staff, a lot of the front office. I mean, yeah, I think they're fairly aware. They've shown some awareness on, say, the Apple documentary. There are. I can't imagine that they're not feeling worse. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, and the last thing I'll say before we turn it back over to you and Mike is, I don't have a whole lot of intel. I have a small amount of intel compared to some of the media members and things. I can 100% promise you, the players you want to play better as the fans, and what you see on the field, they're aware. They are more critical than we are on this show, on any of the shows you listen to, whether it's us or any of the other folks who go to training every week or whoever it is. They are more critical of it than us. And they see it, they hear us, and I don't want to say that they're like, oh, they're trying to make it better, because they've been trying to make it better for God knows how long.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, like, your least favorite player on the team, they tried to move them last offseason, they did. They tried. It did not happen. Whoever you are not wanting to see in the starting 11 next week, they understand. They don't want to see them in the starting 11 next week either. They don't have a choice. Like, they truly think that is the best option right now to win games. And
Yeah.
for now, that's what it is.
That's tough.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yep.
And that's where we're at as a club.
Let me read some of these. So I was just looking through Twitter real quick, or X rather, and I was just searching for
it's
Atlanta United, and it's like I feel like I'm gonna add this to like every show a little bit, just to like look through here and see some of the banger tweets, because they're just some of them are kind of funny. Rob Ursery out there saying, "I'm shocked that adding 0 attackers to the worst Atlanta United team in history didn't make anything better." Like, yep, yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh.
Joe Patrick said, I don't think Atlanta United will meaningfully improve until they move on from Miguel Almiron. He is who he is at this point, an ineffective player. ATL was dreadful tonight until Moranchuk entered. Moranchuk isn't amazing either, but he is not an anchor like Almiron. And lastly, Felipe de Cardenas had said, another poor performance from Latela. He looks tactically lost and was easily dealt with by average MLS defenders. Overall, a weak showing from Atlanta United. There's no creativity. They're asking way too much of Miguel Almiron.
Zilf says, Zilf is in our Discord and a friend of the show. Zilf says, Henderson saw this team win 5 games last year and said, run that back.
Yeah, a little bit. Like you said, though, they tried to change things. But like AJ has told us many times, you have to have something to sell in order to sell it. And no one's buying what we got. So we're kind of stuck with it.
I mean, Brooks Lennon doesn't have a club. Like, we were talking about that at your house earlier.
That's insane still, yeah.
And
is it?
I mean, it's insane that
right,
a guy what we have been relied upon for so long, and we rated for a while, and then just had this colossal drop-off, and then, it's not remarkable that he hasn't found a new club because of the drop-off. It's remarkable that he had the drop-off.
I would also say, like, if the USL Championship was playing games right now, like, Lennon would have a team. Like, we will be getting into that on the Fan TV network and Patreon more soon, of the USL Championship and what that's been about. But I would, if they were playing games right now, he would have a team. Yeah, I think, at least.
It's fair. Absolutely.
Anyways,
we'll have Nick stay on for the hot sauce spicy challenge.
Jesus Christ.
Drew, if you want to watch it, you're
welcome to stay a while.
I'm gonna stay and watch this. This is beautiful entertainment right here.
So I wasn't lying last week. It is in the Buc-ee's bag from just outside of Lexington, Kentucky, and it is completely unsealed. I asked I asked them, whoever was stocking the shelves right there. I was like, "Which is your favorite one of these?" And they handed me pineapple habanero. So
That sounds delicious.
we're gonna.
Does sound delicious,
Sounds like a
honestly.
vacation. It's we were at the when we were at Mike's house eating before the game. Full transparency for everybody who's watching this. There was a platter of sandwiches there, and everybody brought something for us to share. And so Hannah and I brought, the grapes and the cookies and all that sort of thing. And there was a platter of sandwiches there, and there's a nice like aioli there. That's what I put on my sandwich. AJ's like, no, that's not good enough. Give me the ghost pepper sauce. And that's what AJ puts on his fucking sandwich as like a psychopath, like as if that's a normal thing that people do. AJ loves the heat. Like, this is going to be enough for me. And AJ's like, no, here's this ghost pepper sauce. Try this. And I was like, absolutely not.
It wasn't just a what was it, Mike?
What was it? What was the official name of it?
So it's like an African ghost sauce, but it's why the reason
African
why it's
ghost
African
pepper?
It's not. I don't think comes from Africa, but it's what it does is so you could, I don't know if they still do, but at the Atlanta Zoo they would sell this, and if you bought it, a lot of the proceeds would go to conservation efforts for elephants in Africa.
Okay.
Full transparency, that shit came out real fast.
Yeah.
So I accidentally dumped a lot on my sandwich. Sorry that I kind of emptied your bottle there a little, but so yeah, I had way more than I should have, but still good, still very good.
Mm-hmm.
Look, as long as you enjoyed it going in, it's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I never worry about the exit strategy.
Yeah. Can't be bothered. That's how champions think.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so proud of himself. Hey, here's my spoon. I should put this in my right hand. The spoon that we're not going to win this year, even though we got close to last year.
That's good. That's good.
There we go. Spoonful. Yeah, the pineapple taste is pretty good, but that's pretty hot. Oh man. It's not as bad as I expected it would be, as not a huge spicy person. But I don't understand why people just make things hot for no reason. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's got to have flavor. Exactly. I mean,
the flavor was good.
Tasty, yeah.
Man.
Where's
Full
it hitting?
transparency. Like right here in the throat is where I feel it the most. But like I said, like the flavor is making it less horrible. Like, it's hot, but like I've had hotter things that were worse in life, and like it's not as bad as I expected it would be. Like, I was kind of sitting here thinking like, oh, this is gonna be the worst thing I've ever done in my
That's
whole
why
life.
I wanted to ratchet it up for you,
Yeah.
because we knew it was, because we've been down this road before. So
Well, yeah, you have been down this road before. That was my first time on the wheel. I just graduated to that level of that. We're not all the director of fun and games here,
That's
Michael.
That's true. All right. So speaking of that, let's get the wheel up right now. So we got Tanner, Nick, me, and AJ on it this week.
Does that mean Drew is representing Tanner? Because Tanner's
Sure,
not here?
why not?
Let's
Yes!
go.
Hell yeah!
You will all be happy to know that it landed on AJ.
Yes! Not me this time. Dude, when it was my first time on it last week, I was like, I just know I'm gonna have to do some shit right here.
Yeah, it just that
Anyways.
was poetic. It had to be that way.
Oh, I did.
It had to be that way. All right, so now let's see what the. Come on now. Come on. Okay, is deciding not to do the. I literally just had it up. All right. So that's. Come on. 1 second. Let me see if I can get it to work. Go. Work. Do the thing. There it goes. All right. Finally. All right. So we got, the traditional ones that we had on since last time. I think, what do we put.
Was it spicy?
Oh, no. It's not that one. We got, what did we decide to put on there? I forget. Oh, yeah. We had the patrons that voted on one. What was it again?
Aggressive compliment, basically.
Aggressive compliment. That's it. Yeah, let's do that one.
No,
Okay.
no, not progressive compliment, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like positive roast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just call it aggressive compliment. Okay, sounds good.
That
All
or
right, so-
I love Adams John.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was on there at one point. It will make its return,
took it
I'm
off?
sure, because Gavin. Yeah, because Gavin. Gavin will want it back on there, and we will eventually have it back on there.
Yeah, reverse roast.
Reverse roast.
Right.
Yeah.
First roast.
All right, so let's see what we got this time around. God, I hope it's Yoda finally. Damn it. So it is the reverse roast. So there you go.
Right. All right. Good. Okay.
So you can figure out how that works.
Right. So basically, it's saying very complimentary things of the other person, but in a very overtly hostile tone.
I've only ever heard you speak in one tone of voice, so I'm very interested.
It's like a little bit of like code switching. Like if you ever heard someone do something like this before, like it really kind of messes with your head because it's like you're coming at with hostility, so it triggers that like fight or flight. But then like you're hearing nice things, so you're like, I want to fight back, but then they said something nice. Now I'm confused.
Right. That's funny.
All right, let me to get some of these comments real quick, and then we can let's see, hop out of here because it's getting close almost to 1, and I'm fucking exhausted.
Yes, yeah, I have to watch Spurs in 8 hours, so I need to go to bed soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't lose any sleep for that.
Oh no, I'm definitely losing sleep over them.
So
Don't worry.
Apparently, we have a new fan club, and it's the Hoyos Haters, and Kyle Brown has started it. So he is in the chat saying that he is the official Hoyos Hater. He also says it amazes him that we can't get our striker on the ball, and that we need to play long and crash out coming 3-7-26. Oof, the next game. Yeah, there could be a crash out if we lose that one, or if it doesn't look good, we don't see any progress. Team ATL also says it's going to tarnish the beginning of the NWSL team, I guarantee it. Yeah, I think he was talking about that other part. And he also says DC has something to prove when we play against them. So that's a fair point. I also think DC might be a little bit better than they were last year. So, and are we?
We did pick them to be, as a panel before the preseason, we did pick them, they're over in general because of Ty Baribo and Sean Johnson. So.
Yeah.
I mean, a striker and a keeper can take you pretty far.
Yep, apparently. Nightzells also says, I'll fully put this club in the back burner for NWSL team if they can show they can be competitive. Yeah, it seems like it. They do have a choice. They have 2 buyouts. Yep, they do. And Fernandino says, I see 4 consecutive home wins. Woo! Where are you getting that, bud? The first home game is going to build up the confidence or pressure.
I want some of whatever he
next
has.
Saturday. That's, I mean, from your lips to God's ears, buddy.
Yeah, right.
OMR says apparently.
I saw what you did there. Where'd you get that, bud?
That's what I was like. I need to know what you're smoking because
yeah,
I need that.
Whatever the fuck you're on, like, pass that our way. Just you can DM us in Discord. We won't share your secrets. We just want some.
OMR says apparently the actor Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso is signed with the USL Championship team to play games. Is that true? I did not know that. I did not know.
I'm gonna look that up.
No
you
way.
telling fibs in the chat over here, and you're gonna be banned if you're telling some fibs like that. Team ATL says Brooks flourished under Pineda, and what are we waiting on for the buyouts? It's the football is life guy. Yes, we know who he is. And Joshua says we need to regroup. Yeah, we definitely need to regroup. That's for sure.
No, when you Google Cristo Fernandez signed, you just come up with like signed pictures and stuff. I'm not sure that that's accurate.
Cristo Fernandez?
That doesn't mean it's not true. That just means I can't find it on Google.
Oh yeah.
Back up.
You're back up on the
blowing
mic.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I know, but you didn't Google Danny Rojas though.
Warning headphone users.
Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. your ears.
All right. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for the comments. That's pretty much it for the show, guys.
I apologize for all that.
No problem. We're all good. And yeah, so from us to you, hopefully, we'll see you at the next game at home and there will be something much, much more positive to talk about. So yeah, AJ, do you want to take us out?
Let's do it. So, all right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching at 12:43 right now on Sunday morning, but for Drew, for Nick, for Mike, I'm AJ. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.